Have you ever experienced a frightening, almost blood-curdling public speaking experience where you're like on stage and it seems like your heart is going to burst out of your chest because it's really beating so fast? It's like galloping like a horse. Yes, really. Because I remember a time where I was going to debate in a competition. It was the preliminaries basically, and I was the next speaker to come up. The excitement, okay, the next speaker is so and so person, and then I bounced up to the stage. I was prepared, I had my content, I had my intro, I had practiced. I was overconfident actually. So I started, I had already got the audience by my content, my diction basically. But then halfway, when you hear the squeaking sound of a machine that's like literally about to run out of fuel. Yes, I was like a rat on stage that day because I was squeaking. I could not remember my next line. And the audience were looking at me. They were expectant. Okay, so continue. But in return, what I could see was a group of masquerades and people who had fire on their heads, like they were coming after me. They were literally going to eat me. That was what I could see. And I remember the judge was trying to tell me to calm down. That judge was so nice, trying to tell me to calm down. Wow. But I couldn't calm down because I allowed my anxiety take over.
Yeah,
and
I can relate.
Yes, I couldn't continue. And unfortunately for me, I had to just walk out of stage.
Wow.
Even without a thank you, because I was so embarrassed. It was like the most embarrassing public speaking experience I've ever had.
Wow. Thank God the ground did not swallow you. Anyways, welcome to the Orators Diary, your go-to public speaking podcast for tips, tricks, speeches, and of course, don't forget the vibes. And on today's episode, we are talking public speaking fails with Akorede,
Zainab and Adeoye,
and Adeoye Moronkola. So, quite interestingly and surprisingly, the second most common type of fears among individuals in the world is the fear of public speaking, also known as glossophobia. Now, don't freak out, it's not a medical condition, it's just your anxiety getting the best of you. And it's quite common. I've had quite an experience with glossophobia, and I'm sure that quite a number of people have also had an experience with glossophobia.
Yeah, so in case you're scared of speaking in public, you're not alone.
Exactly, actually.
Yeah. And I remember an experience I've had similar to Zainab's own. Yes, but mine was in church. Yes, I was supposed to give announcements in church. That was after service and all of that. And I was already speaking. I was saying everything I was supposed to say. And I think I was already running out of time. So I could already see my pastor's face. I don't know why I looked at him. I just looked at my pastor and I could already see his face. He was already giving me that face of like, sister, can you be fast? And he was already holding his Bible, holding his microphone, just waiting for me to leave the altar. And his stern face, immediately I looked at him, I froze. And I forgot everything I was supposed to. I lost my balance on stage. And I paused for a while. And I just said, thank you.
Wow.
And I left the altar. But one thing I love about that experience was how my pastor handled it, because he just came on the altar and he did everything I was supposed to do, everything I forgot to do, and it was so normal. I'm sure most people would not even realize that something went wrong.
But you definitely remember because you experienced it.
And I thought after that I would probably not get another opportunity to do something else on the altar. But I think like 2 weeks after that, I was called to do the same thing, and that was when I realized that failing in anything, either public speaking or anything that you put your hands into, anything that you put your mind to do, it's not the end of the world.
Definitely not.
Yes, what people just want to see, or what you should aim to do, is after you failed, try to do better next time and try to stand up from that experience.
Yeah, so I also feel like before trying to, or maybe in the process of trying to do better next time or come out of the experience, you should identify some of the causes of whatever it is. In this case, stage fright, I think, is number one that everybody feels. Yeah. So you know that moment where your palms are sweaty, where your legs are shaking, your knuckles or your knees are knocking together because some people, I usually feel my stomach tumble when I'm about to
Yes.
come up on stage. I was good. I didn't eat anything wrong. But then when I'm about to come up on stage, it's like my stomach is an avalanche because it literally just tumbles.
Your head is spinning.
Exactly, my head is spinning. A lot of things are happening. But the thing is, when you get on stage, your performance depends on the first 10 to 20 seconds of how you handle your stage fright.
Yeah.
So when you get on stage, what you need to do is calm down. Basically, take a deep breath. The audience is here to listen to you. The audience is definitely here to listen to you, and they don't want you to fail. I cannot come all the way from my house to an event just to watch the speaker fail or have stage fright and just leave the stage like that. So another one, the one I experienced, is overconfidence. So if you're going to be confident in something, be justifiably confident. It means that you're prepared, you have your content, you've practiced, and you're sure that you're going to do it, but you're not too sure such that it now becomes arrogance, because it can throw you off balance, basically.
So another, like, the most common of all causes of public speaking fails is the lack of preparation.
Definitely.
Yeah, so obviously the focus is proper preparation with a motto of poor performance. So if you're a starter, regardless of how far you've gone in public speaking, there's always a need for you to prepare ahead of time, for you to get your content right, your quotes and other things on track, so you don't flop. If you don't prepare well, you would perform poorly. Another cause of public speaking fails is lack of confidence.
I feel like that one, many people, if not, I don't want to say everybody because that would be too generalistic, but many people definitely experience lack of confidence.
Yeah, so even if you have a large amount of people or you have a large audience cheering you up, if you lack the confidence to render the speech you've come to render, forget about it, you're going to flop big time. So it's very important that you get comfortable on this stage. You always tell yourself that, okay, yes, for the time being, I own the stage and I'm going to enjoy myself right here, because it's not, I'm going to entertain these people and I'm going to get entertained by myself. So it's very important that you build your confidence level and you deal with low self-esteem.
Definitely.
Yes, of course. And another thing I've noticed about that lack of confidence, or one thing that would help as well, is many times the speech you want to render or what you want to do in front of a lot of people, it could be just 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, so just say it that, okay, I am not going to die because of the next 15 minutes. I'm not going to die because of the next 5 minutes, so I'm just going to give it my best. And you should also know that you're not the only one who feels that way sometimes, like you cannot do something. Many times others feel like they are not capable, but they make sure that they give themselves the urge that they need and do what they have to do. And another thing is also interference. Yeah, sometimes it could be interference from your audience, like the way I just looked at my pastor's stern face and I wanted to die. Yes, that way you would always get it. So always be prepared for probably somebody's going to be laughing, somebody's going to distract you, you're going to hear a loud noise. And it could also be internal interference, like your own body, your health, or sweat, or probably heat affecting you, or something like that.
Yeah, so what you need to do when you have internal interference is to, basically calm down and try to get comfortable, like Adeoye already mentioned. If you need to drink water, definitely you should ask for a bottle of water. If it's like a competition, then you should have taken your own water before then. The judges will not kill you because you want to drink water, basically. So, but external interference, you need to be able to address it. If somebody's laughing too much, call out their names. Hello, madam, do you want to share your joke or something? I bet you the audience will be quiet, honestly.
Yes, that's true. And one thing you should know is, even if you eventually fail, you eventually flop on that stage, you say rubbish or you don't finish and all of that, you should know that you're not alone. You're not going to be the first person to fail, and failure is absolutely normal. It is just supposed to be a stepping stone for you to do better, and you should try to work on yourself.
Definitely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of today's episode, and I'm glad to announce to you that this podcast was brought to you by ABC Speak. And just in case you're interested in pursuing a career in public speaking, please do well to sign up for our training. To do that, you can contact Empress on 0701 635 6886. or you can also contact us on our IG handle at absis_speak. Remember, I can speak,
you can speak,
and
anybody can speak.